Okay, this is my 5th time recording this. Hopefully this time it'll work. What you're going to need to do is in your journal, go ahead and open it up. We're doing absolute value solving. And for me, I'm going to be on page 26. Once you have that written down, go ahead and flip to page 26. We're going to be solving this. So the first thing we need to do is make sure we understand the process. First, we're going to isolate the absolute value. Remember that absolute value just is denoted by these two vertical lines. We do not want to touch anything inside until it's all by itself. So the first two equations, super easy. It's already by itself. Now, you should have in your journal from last time that it's the distance from 0. So there's two numbers that are 4 steps away from 0, both positive 4 and negative 4. And that should make sense intuitively, especially if you look at a number line. If we're looking at a number line, 4 steps up, positive 4, 4 steps down, negative 4. So with 10, we're going to have both plus and minus 10. It's going to have both directions. This is the first time we're going to have one where we need to do a step first. We're not going to touch anything in the absolute value. We got to get that alone first. Right now we're dividing by 3, so to undo the division, we're going to multiply both sides by 3. So we get the absolute value of b is equal to 9. Now that we have it alone, we create two equations. It's always going to be the absolute value equal to a positive, the absolute value equal to a negative. So I have b equals plus 9 and b equals minus 9. I should point out, I don't think I wrote this down on the copy that I gave you that's filled out, so please write this down. Absolute value signs. You want to remember it's going to be both of them. Now, as soon as you create those two equations, notice there's no more absolute value signs. It's actually wrong to have them at this point because the absolute value can never equal a negative. And then this one we don't need to solve because it's already solved. Okay, we're going to do this guy. Again, I'm going to draw a line where the equal sign is. Plus 2 to both sides of that line, each side of the equation. Now we create the two equations. A minus 6 equals 3. A minus 6 equals negative 3. Plus 6. Plus 6. And we've got our two answers. Now again, we can check all of these by just plugging it in. Now, you should always, 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 we want there to be two answers. If you're not getting two answers, you're doing it wrong. Easy way to check, just plug it in. So let's do this short equation, negative 9 over 3. Now it's the absolute value of negative 9. Absolute value of negative 9 is 9. 9 divided by 3, 3. Totally works. Go ahead and open to the inside. I made you kind of a cheat sheet if you're getting stuck. Step 1, draw a line where the equal sign is. Step 2, simplify if possible, which means combine like terms. Well, nothing can go together on the left side because we can't touch this box. Can't touch it. Then we're going to use addition and subtraction to isolate this guy. So we're going to say plus 8, plus 8. Now, as soon as we have this alone, we set up our two equations equal to positive 6, negative 6. Minus 8, minus 8. And we got our two answers. One more time. We cannot distribute this 2. We cannot combine like terms because we cannot touch this box. So plus 1. To get rid of the negative 2, this is multiplying to this whole group. So we divide by negative 2. Set up my two equations. I'm just subtracting 5 on both sides. 25 take away 5, 20. Now we're just going to divide by negative 5 to get rid of this, because this is multiplied with a p, so we divide. Negative 4. These add because they're both negatives. Divide by negative 5. And we get 6. So make sure you're getting two answers. You can always plug it back in and check. I would use a calculator to throw it in and check and see if you're getting it right. And that's pretty much it. Be nice to the sub. Now let's make sure we glue this in. And let's also get the heading set up on the next page. A lot of us are forgetting the headings and it's making it very difficult. Please write down absolute value, solving, and then write down question number 1. Now everyone's going to have different questions. Number 1, for me, for all of you, it should be something very simple like this, where it's just the letter equals a number. So you're going to do the plus and minus. There's no work to show on that. You just write down the equation and you write down the answer. But if there's any steps, I want to see the steps. And that's pretty much it.